start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Welcome, everybody. Are we on? Welcome, everybody. Thank you all for coming and watching. Tonight, we are going to be discussing code enforcement, public works, sewer, sanitation, and recreation in a budget workshop. And we start with code enforcement.
Yes. Good evening. I will be the one covering code. As you know, we're still looking to fill that spot. Currently, it's still contracted out to KV Cog once a week, but with that being said, we're going to jump right into it. When it comes to the overall salary, there's an overall increase proposed of 6.4%. This includes the 2 personnel that are covered in the code office and also a little extra to assist with the changeover once we do hire somebody. We could have Jeff, who's contracted out from KV Cog, to assist with the training if that person that comes on board needs to be trained as well. So there's a little bit of overlap, which is going to be really helpful. The biggest thing to note when it comes to this is we actually have an old vehicle from the police department that has been gifted to the code office. So now a code enforcement officer that's hired is going to have a vehicle to use in the town during working hours to conduct their work and their business. So again, I think that's going to greatly assist us in bringing somebody to the table and a worthy candidate for this position as well.
Through the chair, is that something that's going to be taken home as well?
No.
Okay, thank you.
And just to make everybody, first of all, we're on page 19 for anybody following along. And that does show that the car allowance currently is going to be removed. So that's a saving of, well, here it was 6,000, correct?
Yeah, so that's been removed, but we did add the 5,000 down for the vehicle maintenance and also for fuel as well. So you're still going to have upkeep for the vehicle. It's an older vehicle, so again, you're going to have to care for the vehicle. But that's general maintenance anyway when you have any type of fleet vehicle.
Is that the average cost usually for one vehicle to be maintained?
I would
$5,000?
argue it is. Yeah, 5K is kind of right in the wheelhouse for that. So again, especially for a code enforcement officer, that's a lot of driving that they're typically doing. They're in and out and they're moving around a lot. So
You bring it to a shop and you're talking $100 and something an hour.
you don't want to know what I spent on my truck this winter.
Which vehicle is going to code?
I think it's an old SUV that they used that the police department had.
If I may, through the chair, that last vehicle that we were using, what happened to that?
Oh, geez, that thing's, I think, went the way of the dodo long before I came around.
I believe we
Oh.
sold it, right?
Yeah, that was, Paul, were you guys involved in that at all, that sale?
The truck and the red
That
Toyota,
old,
correct?
yeah, that old truck. Yeah, those are gone.
Right. And we got like what, $6,000 or something? I can't even remember. What
I don't even-
happened to
I don't
that
even
money?
think- Was it that much?
That went back, that should have gone back into general funds or general.
Which is typical.
Through the chair, is that 6.4% increase for each position or for a total of all
That's
positions?
total. Yep,
Okay,
that's
thank
total.
you.
Yep. Operating cost is, or up, the proposed operating budget. Anyone have any questions for code? It's really straightforward. We didn't really look to, there's nothing that's been really increased to anything, so.
Through the chair. Sherry, does that $6,000 or $5,000 that came from the vehicle that was sold, can you tell us if we got it and put it back into general?
That did go back.
Okay, thank you.
You're looking at administration salaries. Wasn't there a position that was going to be spoken about?
For code?
Oh, sorry, wrong department. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If I
okay.
may, through the chair.
Go ahead.
Sherry, that 5,000 that was put back in, can we take that out and use it for the first year's 5,000 maintenance?
You wouldn't take 5,000 from the general fund and, well,
I'm
that'll just
wondering-
go overall for the overall budget. Anything we take from the general fund just goes against the overall budget.
Okay,
It's the same money. They're just getting it in
Yeah.
a different place.
Yeah.
all right.
Yep.
I was just trying to. have
I
a
saw
little-
what you were
A
doing.
little less,
Yeah.
less on the taxes.
How many fleet vehicles do we have with the town?
Oh,
Do we know
geez.
the
I mean,
total number?
that's, PW, how many do you have total?
3.
No, they have, yeah.
No, they have more than that.
Yeah, I mean, and then you have the patrol
Oh,
vehicles
all of
for
the
the
equipment.
officers, then
Yeah.
you have all the vehicles for, fire.
Yeah,
I mean-
and they all cost us about $5,000 a year to maintain.
Every vehicle is gonna be different.
Yeah.
I mean, a ladder truck for the fire department is gonna be very different than a old SUV for a code enforcement officer.
But that's all taken care of in each of their department
each
budgets.
Yes.
Are you talking
Yeah.
about just about the vehicles
Well, I'm just
that?
curious, that's just, $5,000 seems like a lot, but I heard Adam say, the hourly rate of a auto shop too.
You go.
But again, too, in the past as well, so they would get a vehicle allowance, so again, we're moving that down and just making sure that money's now being put into the vehicle.
Yep.
It is an older model, so it's gonna need to be upkept and the maintenance is gonna be necessary.
Thank you.
The only other point is the legal fees that were under the code has been moved to the admin operating budget. Again, that's part of that process of Sherry and I trying to consolidate and clean up the budget itself. So that's been removed from this.
Just curious for the chair, where do we send our vehicles for repair? Just curious, where do we send our vehicles for repair, like a car or some?
Yeah, that's a good question. Paul, what do we usually use?
These are Ford, I'm gonna guess they probably go to the Ford dealership in Waterville.
Central Maine Ford or Central
Yes.
Maine Chevy.
Yeah.
Now, would it be, through the chair, would it be beneficial if we're just getting like a oil change on that older vehicle that Codes is getting? Maybe we could bring it to a local shop here in Winslow?
It's absolutely a possibility to do that. I don't
I'd love
see
to
why not.
that go back into our community.
Yeah,
We're gonna-
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't see why not, especially for a vehicle like this.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a perfect setup for it.
Yeah, I mean,
We have options in town.
oh, for sure. And, I mean, I don't mind calling around to see what a basic oil change and what the hourly rate is.
Sure.
And maybe we could decide on a local shop.
Yeah, anytime we get to use local business, especially in Winslow, that's going to be a preferred method.
Okay,
It's a different story when it comes to some of these other vehicles, and I'll use fire or PW. Specialized vehicles, you're going to
Yeah.
have to use unique areas and different
sure.
maintenance plans for that in different companies, but
but yeah, I don't mind calling around and get some numbers.
it's a good plan.
Okay.
Thanks,
Through the
Lee.
chair. Paul, isn't it, for the fire department, don't they bring it somewhere else? They don't bring it to the Ford garage. There's somebody on Augusta Road, isn't it?
They go down to Reliance Equipment down in Vassarboro for
On, okay,
the fire truck related stuff.
yeah,
I'm not sure about the actual maintenance,
okay,
oil changes,
yeah, all right.
not sure.
So currently, we're contracting a code enforcement officer.
Yes, once a week.
And what are we paying him? Is it utilizing what you had budgeted in here?
Yes, so the salary that's reserved for the code enforcement officer, that's what's paying the contract. So that's 90 an hour, I believe, for Jeff through KV Cog,
For 1 day a week?
1 day a week. But he is somebody that works a lot, so he's also handling things off hours. I mean, he also represents a lot of municipalities for KV Cog.
Through the chair.
Yes.
The rest of that would be used to pay the salary of the guy that you're hiring, I'm assuming. We're using the money that we're paying for salary to pay this guy until we hire somebody, and then he would just take over with whatever's left.
Correct.
For the rest of the year.
Right.
Okay.
And you haven't had any prospects?
We've had some prospects.
had some.
And we're interviewing here and there, and we're gonna select the right candidate.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do we feel good about code?
Yes.
I'm good.
All right, let's move on to page 20, Public Works.
I miss that with the,
Come over here.
We're gonna start with this.
The microphone closer to you.
Why?
Thanks, Doris.
So you can hear me? I don't.
Yes.
We're gonna start with the overall salary again. So when it comes to Public Works, this is spread out quite a bit. When it comes to salary, it's spread out between the Public Works account. It's spread out with sewer. It's also spread out through sanitation. So it's kind of divided up. If we need to get into the weeds, we can with how that's divided up. But really, it's just divided up because these guys represent different sections when it comes to the Public Works. So the overall increase for this budget line for Public Works would be 7%. When it comes to the, how many is that between, Sherry?
The admin
Yeah,
is 3,
thank you.
4,
4. I think it's 4.
yeah.
Yes.
It's 4.
And you
The
said
rest,
that's at
the rest of them,
7%?
7% is the proposed increase. And then for overall, the rest of them are union contracts. So those are all contracted obligations. So those.
And
don't
how
get
many are
touched.
not union that the 7% is going to?
4,
You
Paul?
said 4?
4.
4.
4.
4.
3 full and 1 part-time.
I see with the ice control, we've only used 56% of it. And do you foresee that we're gonna go beyond that amount that was budgeted for last year of 170,000?
Yes, because my feeling is that next year the price is gonna go up because our supplier just got sold out
Okay.
to one of the big conglomerates. They got sold out to Morton Salt,
Oh,
so. I
the
don't think-
Morton Salt?
Yeah, we've dealt with them in the past, but New England Salt was also a competitor, so now apparently they've bought them out. We're at 78% right now for ice control.
So you're at what?
78%.
78%, okay, I see 56 here.
Yeah, you've got a little bit older.
Yep.
There's also indicated with the salary breakdown page, there's an indication of a vacant position, truck driver, that has been filled, so I'm not sure if that's been updated on your end yet. But that one's been filled. Another point to bring up is they do have a staff member that's going to be deploying this year. Obviously, by law, you keep their job, you keep their place. So what we're gonna look to do is temporary fill that position, and that individual will actually come in under what their staff gets paid at that entry-level position. So that's something that's also going to be happening, but that's not going to have any impact on the actual budget. In fact, it'll be a little less than what the person that's deploying makes at an hourly wage.
I wanted to go back to the 7% increase.
Please.
That's for non-union workers?
Yes.
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 And then the union workers are only gonna get 3%?
Contracted. Those are contracted, already decided on.
So the
That's a 3%
7%
per
non-union?
person, though. Is that 3% per person for the union contract?
Yes.
That's correct.
But the 7% non-union,
Is
that means they will not get COLA or their step up.
No, anybody that has proposed anything over 3%, you don't get COLA. You're gonna get you're getting what is proposed, which is whether it's 3.2, whatever it is, it doesn't get stacked onto the COLA.
Can we get a rough idea? What was the percent last year? Did they get a raise last year?
I think we had COLA last year.
You didn't have a regular 7% anything from
No,
your budget?
no,
You just had the COLA and the step up?
I believe so. And I propose this because some of this is for mine, because I kind of went through the MMA salary, and every town our size is quite a bit
Well,
more.
we don't want to get into that again.
No, but it's just,
No.
that's what everybody's paying.
No, I understand what everybody's paying, but it's what we can afford. Again, what the town can look at. 7% seems a little high, but that's up to everybody to decide.
And again, that's an overall. That's the 4 of them together. It's an overall 7%.
So they would each get like 1%, 2%, 2.5? What are they gonna all
No.
split
If you
it?
look on the salary page on
44.
44, the individuals are listed and the percentages are listed.
Again, without us getting into the weeds,
Fair enough.
but they're all coming in at under 7%, all of them.
I just want to get a picture of what the actual increase is for them, that's all.
Sure.
If I might, through the chair, this year you'll have yourself, Trevor, Justin, you as a crew, so
Yes.
those are your salary people?
Yes, plus
And a part-timer.
my part-time secretary
Yep, okay.
is charged to that particular account.
and not that I hate to see you go, but I heard that you want to keep that on the radar, that I think he's thinking about the end of the year.
We have more time.
Okay.
December
He'll never
2027.
leave. He'll never leave.
December 2027, we have him on the hook.
Okay.
Thanks,
yeah.
Paul.
I will if you don't pay me.
Okay, well, don't tempt us.
Another piece is a proposed part-time, is that the part-time admin assistant that you've
Yes.
put in? Yes,
Yes.
so that
At
is the
some point, I
fourth.
have to replace Sherry.
That's something
so-
we do not have, but we're trying to replace Sherry. Sherry's a full-time finance director. So we're
Yep.
trying to get her out of that position and have somebody actually be there part-time and handle those responsibilities.
And those part-time salaries in there also cover the Parks Department. Don't
Oh, it
forget.
does, okay.
Thank you, Paul.
It's not just the part-time secretary.
Paul could go into a little more details, but if on the operating budget for Public Works, if you go down to 52518 rentals, there's a $20,000 ask. That's for an excavator, and again, Paul could explain why.
Oh, excuse me, we're looking to rent an excavator for basically Clinton Avenue project this summer, do all the sidewalks, build sidewalks. And I just don't have enough equipment to spread my crew out that far, so.
For an excavator.
It may be, this is, I think if I remember right, this is a 5-month rental. If we get it done in 3 months, then we pay 3 months and we send it back.
What's the cost of that?
I think it was $3,500 a month.
Well, we need it.
And you got 20 set aside?
Yeah. I covered it for like 6 months, just.
I was
not
gonna say,
knowing.
you're way over what you
Yeah.
thought, yeah.
But we've also got a lot of manholes to adjust when they come through and pave those 2 roads, and the rest of my crew's gonna be out ditching, so I need to be able to have a crew that's
Right, because we're
productive.
gonna be also going across into Sunset Heights, correct? Is
Well,
that-
Sunset Heights has nothing to do with my crew.
Okay,
That's
have
totally-
they started that this month?
They'll be here probably around the 16th.
The 16th, they'll start digging?
Yeah.
It's on Norton Street, right?
They're gonna start down at the river, actually.
They are, okay.
Yeah. And that's kind of depending on what we do Monday night with that piece of property, and we're still waiting for one final permit from the railroad. That
Your
just-
rentals, do you do that every year?
Nope, this is the first year we've done that. I used to have money in there, and we never spent it. That's why I think it was 0 last year. But this year, because of the projects we have, we're just trying to be
Not only
as
that,
productive as we
I
can.
mean, you're being overly cautious with that amount, right?
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
By about 10 grand, probably.
No, probably 5.
now, the reason why we have to do that on the Cushion Road, because the state said this is when it's gonna be done, so we
Correct.
had to finish it off, correct?
I mean,
Yeah.
we're not, the only thing we're gonna do on Cushman Road, if we have to do something, is adjust manholes.
Oh, okay.
But the same
But
thing.
they're
You
only
still need a
paving-
piece of equipment to do that, you know?
But we also have to pave
Well,
up to
we're
the side.
paying to pave it. They are gonna pave it, but we had to kick in some money.
How
And we'll
much
get
was
in there.
that,
When
Paul,
When we get, Cushman Road was $160,000, I believe.
to kick in?
Yeah.
And that Cushion Road starts from the China Road up to as far as where?
Up to the connector.
Okay.
Yep, let's try that, stay focused on the budget. Go ahead, Paul.
Through the chair, 39,000 park maintenance, just briefly go over what that entails?
That's a line item we created a couple years ago when we picked that up too. It covers all the park maintenance, all the expenses, the supplies, repairs, trash bags, equipment maintenance for some of the tractors.
If you
I
had to
believe.
replace the picnic table, would that come from this?
Probably, yes.
Great,
Yeah.
because I have a request.
Yes. That's in the budget.
What's that?
That's in the budget.
Oh, that's great. I
For-
think I had already talked to you about the one
Yeah.
down,
Yeah.
by the
that-
107
That's in the
store.
capital, but it's in the capital budget for
Cool,
parks. Because all the other ones at Fort Halifax were replaced last year, so.
right. With insurance money though, right?
Most of it, yes.
Yeah.
Through the chair, the street signs, are we talking not just the street signs, but those stop signs that was requested to be put on,
It's on Monday's agenda.
it's on Mondays, okay?
Yep.
Yeah, this is all the signs that we buy in general, whether it's a name sign for a street or a stop sign or
Okay.
the crosswalk signs that we've bought. You know, we just bought crosswalk signs put up by the high school, junior
Okay.
high. That
Oh,
came out
yeah.
of that. That's
Okay.
why some of this is over budget.
Okay, thank you.
I think I'm on the right one. Did we talk about that position you wanted? That part-time position? This is Public Works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the,
Administrative salaries.
yep.
So
the-
did we
the-
even talk about, does everybody understand what they're asking for? It is the position,
That is
Sherry.
basically,
That
used to
Sherry
play
used to
Correct, correct.
hold. Yes,
so we're not creating,
nope,
we're filling.
yes.
correct. Now, whether it becomes a full-time position like hers did with another department, that I don't know. I budgeted my half.
Nope, that
For my
sounds right.
department.
Sounds very reasonable. Everybody good?
You know, I just always say this is that I think the roads in town of Winslow are excellent. I think, you know, as far as snow plowing and safety goes, I go other whenever you leave the town of Winslow,
You know you
and
do.
you come in, you know you're in Winslow because the roads are done properly and with care for the safety of the citizens. And I think, you know, you guys do a great job and everybody cares, although you did knock my mailbox over the other day.
Well, it makes you feel bad. We got your neighbor twice, I think.
I know
so.
you have my name twice, and you corrected, but
We couldn't get it right the first time. We hit it the second time.
yeah, you were aiming for mine, but got his, now you got the right one.
Yeah. Paul and Trevor have done a great job putting us on a maintenance schedule when it comes to the town and upkeeping the roads. It's important to do that. If you don't and you fall behind, you're just going to spend more money and the roads are going to be terrible, and it's a headache to deal with. So I also commend them for putting the work in and actually having long-term plans for the town.
You look at Benton Avenue, and you go, in a Winslow side of Benton Avenue, you go to the Benton line, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
just skim coated the, you know, from the Benton line to the intersection. It's, you gotta,
That's getting done this season, though.
Huh?
That's out to bids right now. That's getting done by DOT this summer.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
And they're doing something decent, so I think we'll be good. But
okay, all right, yeah.
that went out to bids yesterday, actually.
Through the chair, Mark, I have a question. Is that the paving, of any paving of the roads, is that going to be brought up on the capital expense?
Yes.
Next
Yes.
time around? Okay.
Yes.
The only thing in here for road maintenance is cold mix and, you know, the normal maintenance that we do if we go
Cold patch.
around the catch basin
Yeah.
or that type of stuff. That comes out under this, but
Yeah. Now, is the road that comes off it's Carter Memorial Drive, is that taken care of, paved by the state, or is that paid by us?
Carter Memorial itself,
Yes,
that's paid by the state.
by the state. Are they going to be paving that after
Well,
we
that
get
was
the other
supposed to be
bridge?
done last year, and we held them back because of the bridge closure, that it was
It was
just gonna
getting
be.
And
beaten
that's
up.
good. Honestly, guys, that's great, but we need to keep to the
Okay,
budget.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Are we all set on this one?
Yep.
I think so.
All right, we can move on to the next page for sewer. Page 21.
Now, this is the same staff that we're talking about, right? You got like 12 staff, and this is all,
It's being divided up between three. So it's the sewer, the admin, and the sanitation is where their salaries are getting broken up.
My salary is broken up in three departments.
His actually is broken up.
Trevor is just Public Works, Justin is
Yep.
is sewer and parks.
okay,
mostly
so it's
under
all
sewer.
different.
Yeah. And like under sewer, we've got Mary, the town office, we pay half her salary through the sewer because she does all the billing. We also have some of my mechanics' time goes to the sewer department because he works on the sewer trucks. We try to split it up as fairly as we can so every department pays their share, so. And I didn't create those formulas that were there when I came, but that's how the things have been split up over the years, so.
Is that the way you like it, Paul?
It's a more representative of the time and where the costs should be going. You know.
Okay.
I'm the only one now on sanitation because I'm pretty much the only one that deals with Casella and all those issues. So I'm the only one charged under, as far as salaries under sanitation.
Okay, thank
It'll
you.
it'll still be something that we'll review after we're done with the budget season
Yep.
and preparing for FY '28, whether or not this needs to be consolidated or not. So like anything else, we're gonna go through everything with a fine-tooth comb.
Yep, all right, thank you.
Your vehicle and radio maintenance. it's only set at 5,500 for what vehicles?
Oh, excuse me, I have the big sewer truck, the big vac truck. I've got a pickup in that department and camera trailer. That's pretty much all we have for the fleet.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out why yours is only 5,005, but the one we were just talking about for the
Well,
code
my
enforcement was
vehicles were
5,000.
bought new.
His oldest vehicle is from 2010, correct?
Yeah,
Paul?
but on the sewer vehicles, the sewer truck, I believe, is like a 2015. It gets enough use, but it's not beat up.
You don't use it often, is that what you're saying?
We go out pretty much often with it, but it's one driver, runs it all the time, doesn't go out in the cold, and we maintain it as best we can, so, yeah.
For the most part, stays in town.
And,
probably.
well,
It stays
and that's
in
the other
town.
point, a lot of that just stays right in town
And most of the
anyway.
time, it doesn't go out in the salt,
Yep.
unless we actually have to go out on an emergency call. It won't go out in, slushy roads. It doesn't rust away on us.
Whereas that code vehicle is gonna be daily, year-round.
Through the chair. Paul, can you elaborate on line 55546 and 55548, those increases?
4.6 is what we pay to Kennebec Sanitary to treat our waste. And that is a shared cost between all the communities that belong to that. They've got a
Okay.
complicated formula of how they split up the cost.
55548, that's a huge increase.
That is
Chaffee Brook.
the potential bond payment for Chaffee Brook project.
Okay.
And that's still an estimate because we haven't finished the project, so the bonds haven't been converted to an actual loan. Right now, it's still interim financing.
Okay. Thank you.
We did the best we could to come up, or Sherry came up with the best we could with an amount. It could be more, it could be less, and that's why the last couple of years, we've been raising sewer rates to counter these bond payments, and we've got other rates proposed. We'll be back to you probably April or May for the next rate increase.
If I look at the potential, we're looking at for sewer rates, have we calculated exactly how much those rates will go up this year per household?
Well, we've been going up 10% a year for the last 3 years. So we're up to, I don't know, if you figure out this year, the way we figure it out to compare towns to towns, we figure 8,000 cubic feet, which most people never use.
Yep.
But I think our cost this year would be like $760.
So we're looking at a substantial increase again this year of 10%.
Yes. And that was decided back when Erica was here and whoever was on the council then. We had brought it up that one year, and then and that's up to you guys. I mean, they had proposed bringing it up 10% for the next 5 years. We'll be going on year number 3, I believe, 3 or 4.
Through the chair, so is there any wiggle room there that we might be able to reduce it some?
We might, like I said, the biggest factor is gonna be when we get these projects done and when we see what the loan payments are.
Okay.
You know, if we come in good, if we get some more grant money and we can get, from forgiveness and whatever, we probably will be better.
Okay.
It's still, it's still work in progress. Part of Sunset Heights is gonna come off the sewer debt service as well,
Yep.
because it's sewer. And then we're looking at possibly phase 2, so.
Okay.
Everybody good?
Good with sewer, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Page 22, sanitation. This is where only Paul's salary comes out of this one. Correct, Paul?
Yes,
Thank you.
and it's 17.5%, something like that, some weird percentage.
What was the percentage?
17% of his budget
17%
for
of
his
my-
salary
Oh.
comes out
Not,
here.
it's not a
Okay.
17% increase.
Oh, I thought
It's
it
how
said
much of it.
17%
Yeah,
increase?
no.
No, the percentage of my salary that gets
Yeah.
charged to this account.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying, you're splitting it up, yeah.
It's-
Important to note, the contracted services, there's an estimate on the tonnage. Again, this is something that Paul could speak to if you have any questions.
I mean, we're going into the second year of our 3-year contract with Casella. So this cost is the cost of the collection, which is a fixed price, and then the other part of it is the tipping fees, which we use an average of 3,000 tons. It's an estimate. Obviously, if we go up If we have more tonnage, we'll pay a little bit more. If we have less, we'll pay a little bit less.
Now, through the chair, we spoke about last year, we were talking about they're going to have specific garbage cans. Is that going to be coming up in the next year or two?
They haven't brought it back up. With the automated pickups and everything else, that
Yeah.
kind of died a slow death, I guess. So
Okay,
we'll let them bring that up.
okay.
If I may, through the chair, just quick, as far as those trash cans, we're basically waiting for them to purchase the new trucks that can handle those?
Correct, and they had started bringing it up as an option. They are doing it, I think, in Lewiston and Bangor. I mean, they're looking at it for labor savings and safety and everything else, but there is a cost to it, and
All right,
they haven't,
so we're just waiting for them to,
Yeah.
one, bring it back up, and two,
right.
have the
Right now,
vehicles.
we've got a 3-year contract of the status quo, so if it stays that
Okay.
way, we'll,
And how many more years on that?
this is gonna be the second year. We have 1 more year.
Okay.
We have 2 more years.
All right,
What's your bulky waste? Why is that so high? Already been used.
A good part of that is our hazardous waste collection in October. That costs us $7,000-8,000 for that one day. And then the rest of it is stuff that we pick up. If we pick up a couch on the side of the road, or
You do that?
Yep.
we don't have much choice. Somebody dumps it on the side of the road, we gotta go pick it up.
Oh my gosh, don't tell anybody that.
Well, no, but that's part of the stuff that we have to pay for to get rid of, so.
Well, isn't that, you picked one up on the China Road a few months ago?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
enough with the bulky waste.
I mean, we just disposed of a camper that we picked up this summer. Somebody left it at the parking lot up at the town forest. It's abandoned. We looked and couldn't find.
Unfortunately, dumping happens more
We,
often
we
than
couldn't
people
find
think.
anything to go back to the owner, license plates, VIN numbers, nothing, so we hauled it to the Public Works and,
Probably the same ones that did the couch.
well, I'd rather have the couch than the camper, but,
Well, not only that, the trash that was left behind on Lithgow Street from the homeless, they left everything there,
Yeah.
and you guys had to go over there and
yeah.
pick it up with a
So
bucket
that
load.
all falls under that bulky waste.
Yeah, I know the gentleman that lives on the bridge, and by the side of the bridge on Winslow, he says where we removed those people there, he says there's a bunch of trash down there. He says they used it as a waste dump under the side, and he says that's still there from all the people that were down there.
I'd rather not hear that one, but,
Okay.
springtime, I guess we'll go exploring.
Yeah.
The bridge, luckily, the bridge is DOT, so I can throw that back at them, so.
Oh, good.
That actually, to your point, that was revisited recently, a conversation with Steve.
Yeah.
Because I know before he left in the fall, we were discussing coming in on a Saturday, collecting volunteers, and just police calling Bay Street and cleaning up at that area because there is a lot of trash around. So
Yeah.
it's something I think would be a good thing to do for the town.
Okay.
Are we all set on sanitation?
No, through the chair. Paul, earlier you had said, you have an employee who's getting ready to deploy. Could you please let this employee know that we're all going to be thinking and praying for him and thank him for his service?
I just hope he comes back.
Yeah, I have a close family member already
Yeah.
deployed, so
I mean,
when
it's not just
heard that,
affecting
my heart
me.
just sank.
One of the police officers is deploying at the same time too, so we're
We
losing.
have a couple in town, and we also have people that have spouses and family as
Yeah,
well.
so
You're
we
right.
definitely will be keeping them in our prayers.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
All set? Good. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you,
Public
Paul.
Works is all set. Parks and Rec with Amanda.
I warmed it up for you.
Thank you. It's up to you. Hello.
Hi.
All right, so overall increase for the, again, overall increase for the salaries, 9%. Amanda's gonna be able to go a little in depth. It looks a little funky at the top, and when we were discussing it earlier and in the past, it's an interesting thing, but it makes sense once it's explained. You explain it the best if you want to
Excuse me,
go
what
forward.
page are we on?
Page 23.
23, next page.
Okay.
So when I was discussing with Sherry how we've done budgets in the past, because I don't have I'm the only full-time person year-round, my bread and butter is high school and college kids, and that influx is depending on what's going on, what events we have. So it's hard to say numbers-wise. So Sherry and I talked about breaking it down by what it was. So before, we had regular salaries, winter, and I forgot what we named the other one. But we renamed all the categories and split everything up. So now we have summer fun camp. So that's all the camp counselors for our summer fun camp program, and the director for that program. And then a summer and winter per diem. I've never used all of it, but I feel necessary to be there for a few reasons. It accounts for, 5 years ago, I had major surgery and was out for 6 weeks. I had to use a lot of that per diem time. Being in only one-person department, if anything happens to me, I have to call other people in to help. Also, if I have, in the summer especially, I have 19 programs running. I might have 2 or 3 big events happening at once. I haven't figured out how to be at 2 places at once, so I'll bring in some staff for those events. So that's kind of what those per diem spots are for, and then my salary. So if it looks kind of funky, that's why.
Through the chair. So summer fun camp, is it because of the budget that it's only like half of a day? Are there other reasons why we don't offer a full day for our parents in the community?
I mean, partly because you'd be talking a substantial increase of the budget. And
Yeah.
all of my programming, except for my salary and summer fun camps employee salary, none of the things to keep those programs going comes from taxpayers.
Yep.
So
Okay.
every single bounce house, every single craft, every single entertainer I bring in, I'm fundraising for, I'm getting sponsorships for. And so to do a whole day of filling for that by strictly fundraising and getting sponsorships would be a huge challenge. It'd be great to do it a full day, but I also think in the summer that school gets very hot. And so in the middle of July, I think I would struggle to keep kids solid through the whole day.
Yeah, that's fair. Like as a parent looking for a place to bring my child during the day in Winslow specifically, there's really nowhere. So, but I hear your points,
Yeah.
definitely.
I mean, we've talked about it before, but as far as I know, it's never been done either, and for those reasons.
Yeah. Cool. Well, it's good to know. Thanks for the info.
Yep,
The administration salary, that's just you, right?
that's just me.
And what's that proposed percentage increase?
I think it's 4%. I don't know. I'd have to look.
It's
I don't
4.
have a salary sheet.
It's 4.
Just again, just a simple question. At 4%, you're not then entitled to your COLA or your step up. Wouldn't it serve them a little better to give them like 2 or 3%, and then they can get their COLA and their step up with it? Wouldn't they make out better?
So we've never done that for any departments. If they get over and above what Mark's proposed COLA is,
Right.
just give
So
them-
they're proposing 4%. If you put her at 3, she's still entitled to COLA and her step up. She gets the 4, that's all she gets, correct?
Yes.
well, all
If you're
employees
proposing
get their
more,
step.
No, I'm just wondering why, because some of you are asking for an awful lot. So you could do the same
'Cause-
thing for those, which would bring it down for the budget process. So if you're asking for 8% for somebody, but then you say, nah, we think 2%, and then they get their COLA and their step up, then you're gonna get close to that anyway. But this way, she's losing out, but that's fine,
Well,
whatever.
she's getting her 4% instead, sorry, Mark, she's
No,
getting
go ahead.
4% instead of COLA, and then on her anniversary, she still gets her
I thought you
50
don't
cent
get your step up.
That's a
If you get
merit.
over 4, you don't get COLA or step up. I thought those are erased.
I was not aware of
the
any of that.
step's not erased, the COLA is erased.
So,
And
everyone
plus
who's-
too, for every individual, they're weighed differently depending on where they're
How long they've been.
at salary weight.
So for instance, I've been here 10 years this
Right.
summer.
But
So
the
it's like
step up stops at,
right, I don't get a step up
Right.
this year because I've been here 10 years.
right, so you're just looking at.
And we're looking at, again, we don't want to get too far into one individual salary, but
No,
the
no.
whole
I'm
point
talking
is we're
about the
looking at
process and
it.
the percentage.
Sure,
Yeah.
but if we're looking at one position and where they're at in comparative to the average, that's where these percentages and these proposed percentages are coming from. So
No,
where
I
she
understand
sits
that. I just
currently
thought-
and everything
Could've made
else.
out better. But I was not aware that they're still gonna get their step up with any raise they get.
Those are built in automatically.
So they get those every year, no matter what. Everybody gets raises no matter what.
For the first 10 years?
For the
And
first
then at
10 years.
10 years, they get longevity.
Okay.
And then that's
That's-
all it is. And then
yeah.
whatever the COLA would be.
I just want people to understand that if we were to say no to somebody for a raise, make no mistake, they are getting raises. They just call them step up and they call them COLAs. So they're still getting those two, call them whatever you want. They are increases in pay. So they are getting
Yes,
those.
yes. It'll vary by year. One year
Right.
it could be 2% for COLA, another year it could be 3%. The way I approach it, that's usually average. You know,
So they
average is
could
gonna
be
be in the high
averaging 4% a year anyway?
It depends on longevity and everything else. It depends on the individual.
What's this year's cost of living recommendation?
3%. That's why we went with 3% for COLA.
Any more questions for until the next section?
Yeah, so when we go down to the operating, and again, I know Amanda could speak on it, but when you look at 55137 special events, this is trying to bring back the Parade of Lights.
So we previously had the Parade of Lights until the bridge got in too much of a situation where it wasn't safe. I'm assuming the anticipation is to bring it back this year. So previously, I had mentioned to Mark and Sherry that it was coming out of a discretionary fund. I don't know where it came from. It was started it's one of those mystery, just the money showed up, and I said it probably should be like its own line item. We split some of that cost with Waterville, the cost for Santa, the cost for the sleigh, horse and buggy. So they start at the Winslow area. Santa stops here, lights the gazebo. We have Christmas events down in the rec center, and then it continues on to and ends in Waterville. So that's just bringing that back and giving it an appropriate place. It's money we were already spending. It's just now like accounted for. I think everything else pretty much stayed the same. If anyone has any other questions.
How's your office and everything downstairs? Are you still down underneath?
Yep.
It's why we're fighting for a library and community center.
So I
Okay.
don't know
was
if
hoping
I.
that was part of,
It's a huge part. This isn't
Okay.
just for the library. It would be beneficial for Parks and Rec.
Yeah, 'cause
also
we
to
have-
actually
we're
have
like-
a real facility.
We have about like a leak a month at this point because the plumbing's just old and tired, and so we did replace both toilets and some stuff that needed to be done. I increased it a little bit because I keep getting told it's a ticking time bomb, so I'm just kind of waiting for the next thing. But we're
older section when I was working Parks and Rec back in the day. Like, that was 20 years ago that was a older building down
yeah,
there.
we have a lot of residents coming in that are they've been around a long time. They used to have dances down there. It's kind of nostalgic for them, but it's tired. But we're still getting a lot of use out of it. So
50 years ago was a youth center.
yep.
Yeah, even with some of the remodeling that has happened to the town office, it's an incredibly aged building, no question.
I used to go down there, the youth center, 1967.
Do you want to know where I
Brand new
was?
back then.
That was pretty new back then.
Do you want to know where I was?
Do you think you have enough set aside for electricity? So you've used 95% of it so far this year.
I actually didn't adjust that number. It was based on the rates. So I'm assuming it's enough. That's for all of our exterior lighting at the playgrounds, parks, and gazebos. Obviously very important for
Right.
vandalism, homelessness, all that stuff. So,
Seems you're getting awful close to that amount that you set aside.
yeah, I mean, maybe it should go up a little bit.
Do
We
you
did
think-
increase it a little bit,
I think you should.
I think they
increase it a
should
little
because
bit.
aren't we
even
going to
more
have,
than what's the.
To
what the
Fran's
increase-
point, we're at 125% right now. So,
You probably might want to increase, what do you think, you guys? What should you increase that
what do you
to?
have,
I mean,
Sherry?
it shouldn't be increased more than 1,000.
So you want to put it up to 6?
So it's gone, this budget year, you've got 3,100 budgeted. For what's being proposed is 5,000.
We're already
wanna
at
increase it?
120-something% you said right now.
right, we're at 125% right now.
I think the grand, honestly, she's,
We're at 3,800 right now.
So where it was in FY '25 was 5,493. The following year, 3,100, And then here we are at 2954 of that 3,100. So I feel the 5,000 is
Yeah,
is
that looks okay.
right where we probably should be, even weighing the increases of electricity.
Well, she's over budgeted now, and she's still got how many months left?
But that's at 3,100, and that's
But
why
it's
we bumped
daylight
it up to
savings this
5,000.
weekend.
That's it.
Good point, that's
There's
fine.
savings.
If you think you're good with it,
Through
that's
the
your
chair,
budget.
I do have a question. How about the other events that we're planning on doing for the following year? Like, we're gonna have something for Christmas down at the park. Those things have to be probably put in the equation as well.
So my understanding is it would be Fran's agreeing with me, that would be under the special events
That's got
committee
nothing to do
budget.
Okay,
with
special events,
Amanda's
okay.
money. That's
I'm gonna stay with the
Amanda's
Parade of
money.
Lights Fall Festival and let them be the Easter Bunny and whatever else they decide.
Okay.
I noticed some of the basketball hoops on Norton Field are kind of in rough shape. Would that fall underneath?
Capital.
It would be in capital?
Yep.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
If I might, through the chair, I think I've worked with you pretty extensively for the last 10 years, probably tired of seeing my face, but I do want to thank you for the work you do. You're in between the children and parents, and sometimes that equation doesn't always work out and you handle it with professionalism, you handle it in your programs by volunteers, but I would just like to thank you, Amanda, for all you do. And
It's a great town.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're a great park and rec.
I've said this
director.
before, she's a one-person army.
Yeah.
And
no
something
question.
that I'm striving for and we're still working at is forming this relationship with Thomas College so we can start getting interns from the school to start assisting. And especially for Parks and Rec, there's a lot of people that are getting degrees in sports management, sports medicine, just a lot of different fields that I think in the future are going to greatly assist what Amanda's trying to do. Because quite honestly, when I assess what she brings to the town and how hard she works, it's probably not sustainable for another 10 years. And that's why I appreciate you actually acknowledging the work that she does do, because everyone does an incredible job for this town, but she is a one-person show with the assistance that you do, of course, get from others.
I think as we're looking at the administrative assistant for Paul, is that maybe you should talk to Amanda.
We've
about-
discussed it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, because that's when she leaves, it does make quite a hole for the situation down there.
Thank
Right.
goodness she's a young chick.
I don't know, Paul, December of next year sounds great.
Amanda?
You guys
start.
have discussed that, and that's something that
Yeah.
we'll look at
Yes.
some point in time.
Definitely. Thank you, Ray.
Mark, is this the affiliation that you created with Thomas College?
Yes.
It is, thank you.
And I am very excited about it. So I
We're
think it would be a
very
huge
deep
benefit.
into it. I'm not going to make any official announcement until it's official, but I've already had multiple meetings. Sue Hare, who was a former colleague of mine at Colby College, who works now with professional development and career growth at Thomas College, she's the one I've been working with, and we're creating this program from scratch. So this is going to be a credit-based program. I've mentioned this before anyway. I'm not going to get into the weeds, but it's a credit-based program, so it's not going to cost us a cent to do this. And yet every department head is all on board with having this a part of the town, and it's good. It's good for the kids at Thomas College. These are Mainers that get to earn credits, work with the town. We're getting experience, and then I'm hoping in the future we get to actually recruit from there as well.
And costing nothing sounds really
And
good.
costing nothing.
Sounds like a great program.
It's my favorite price tag.
Mine too. Do we have any other questions for the Park and Recs?
It looks good. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you, Amanda. Well, guess what? That's it.
Didn't we do general? No.
Wait, we might have some more questions.
Do we have questions?
Just kidding.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Before you start questions.
Gee, see, we could have